Hello and welcome back to GPS News, news for exactly where you are. I'm your host, Eric King.
And I'm GeddesD, and these are some of the top stories for this week.
We have a couple of major stories in the news this week, including the U.S. China trade talks that are coming up, as well as some controversial, however successful news at the box office.
But we'll start things off with our ongoing coverage of DACA.
Scores of the country's largest businesses told the Supreme Court last Friday that allowing President Donald Trump to end the Obama-era immigration program known as DACA will hurt the U.S. economy and reduce job growth.
Starbucks, IBM, Google, Amazon, Verizon, and 138 other businesses weighed in on the economic benefits of the program, which protect young immigrants commonly known as Dreamers, in a 62-page friend of court brief submitted to the justices.
The company said if this action takes place, ending the program could slice up to $460.3 billion out of the national GDP over the next decade and reduce tax revenue by $90 billion. And replacing those workers, the cost to the companies would be around $6.3 billion. The National Chamber of Commerce, the National Association of Manufacturers, as well as the National Retail Foundation have also signed on to the filing. And the brief comes as the global economy shows signs of slowing down, even though the U.S. unemployment is at historic lows.
The Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program shields certain immigrants who were illegally brought to the United States as children from deportation and allows them to receive work permits. There are approximately 700,000 individuals currently protected by the program.
As always, we hope that the business and political leadership will do what's in the best interest of the country as a whole and take care of all of its citizens, born both foreign and domestic. U.S. and Chinese deputy trade negotiators launched a new round of talks on Monday aimed at resolving the two nations' 15-month trade war where neither side shows any signs of giving ground.
About 30 Chinese officials, led by Vice Finance Minister Liao Min, entered the U.S. Trade Representative's office for 2 days of negotiations, to be followed by the first minister-level trade talks in more than 2 months.
The talks are getting underway about a week before a scheduled increase in U.S. tariffs on $250 billion worth of Chinese goods to 30% from 25%. U.S. President Donald Trump said the tariff increase will take effect if no progress is made in the negotiations.
The two sides have been at loggerheads over U.S. demands that China improve protection of American intellectual property and cyber theft and the forced transfer of technology to Chinese firms, curb industrial subsidies, and increase U.S. companies' access to largely closed Chinese markets.
However, in recent weeks, the U.S.-China situation has become more complicated by the impeachment inquiries of the U.S. Democrats on President Trump in his request that Ukraine investigate business dealings by the son of Democrat presidential candidate Joe Biden, and Trump has also publicly asked China last week to investigate Biden also.
White House trade advisor Peter Navarro said on Monday that neither the impeachment inquiry nor Trump's request that Beijing investigate his political rival would weaken the U.S. negotiating position. Navarro told National Public Radio that Trump wants a big deal with China or no deal at all. And now it's time for your Health Minute. Today we're going to be covering activated charcoal. It's definitely trending right now, but its use as a detox and healing remedy goes way back.
Charcoal binds to certain poisons, heavy metals, and other toxins and flush them from your body, making it a wonder substance for acute and general detoxification.
Activated charcoal is the byproduct of burning a carbon source like wood or coconut shells. The substance is activated by high temperatures, resulting in a highly absorbent metal with millions of tiny pores that capture, bind, and remove poisons, heavy metals, chemicals, and intestinal gases.
The benefits of activated charcoal include general detoxification, digestive health, gas, bloating, heart health, and anti-aging.
Anti-aging. Take activated charcoal, powder or capsules when you eat out at restaurants. Drink bad quality coffee when you travel, when you feel moody, tired, or if you're consuming alcoholic beverages.
All right, it's time to talk about it. Unless you've been under a rock, you know about The Joker. Joker broke box office records this weekend, even as its controversial depiction of violence made some potential theater goers very anxious.
The gritty Warner Brothers film about the origins of the crazed Batman nemesis brought in $96 million in North America this weekend. That makes Joker the highest grossing opening in the history of October. The film shattered the record held by Sony Pictures' Venom, which made $80 million in October
last year. Joker was the largest opening for Warner Brothers this year, as well as the biggest opening for an R-rated film, making $248 million worldwide. Both the FBI and Department of Homeland Security warned law enforcement ahead of the movie's Thursday night opening about a number of threats to moviegoers that had been posted online. Some of the threats called for mass shootings at the showings of The Joker. Warner Brothers, which like CNN is owned by Warner Media, said that the film is not an endorsement of real-world violence of any kind.
However, backlash against Joker didn't stop audiences from heading to the theaters in record numbers to see it. I think the controversy helped it. This weekend, said the senior media analyst at ComScore. It became a cultural phenomenon. All the talk around it made it a must-see event.
The film, which holds a 69 score on review site Rotten Tomato, has garnered some critical acclaim. It won the Venice Film Festival's top prize, and critics rave about Phoenix's performance, which has led to Oscar talk. Audience reaction has mostly been positive to the film, earning a cinema score of B+. And as a film goer who went to see it this past Saturday, you will not be disappointed.
Or maybe you will.
And as always, this has been GPS News. I've been your host, Eric King.
And I'm Daryl Geddes.
And let your heart not be troubled.
Neither let it be afraid.
Peace.